The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back. And in today's video, we're starting a new series on the channel called Top 12. So, what is Top 12? Well, it's a series where I talk about my top 12 favorite, playing card related things, whether it's like playing cards specifically like my top 12 favorite, or from a different company like Theory11 or Dan and Dave and I Play, something like that. Or it could be like this, my top 12 favorite tuck boxes in my collection, or like the specific cards like the Ace of Spades, or I could do like 12 like certain like court cards like the Kings or the Queens, or something like that. So, in today's video, I got some cards here in this brick box, and that's exactly why I call it top 12, because cards come in a brick box, and there's 12 in a brick box, so it's top 12. So, for the very first top 12, we're taking a look at my top 12 favorite Theory11 decks in my collection. And I have all the cards here in this Jerry's Nugget branded brick box here. So, we'll count down one after another until we get to my number one. But in between, I do have 3 honorable mentions, so we'll go through 3 decks and then an honorable mention. And I got this 15 deck little stand here in the back, so I'll be putting all the cards in there as I go along. So, I'll stop rambling and we'll get on and see what I chose. So, for number 12, my 12th favorite Theory11 deck, it couldn't be a Theory11 video without mentioning the Monarchs playing cards here. I just got the blue one here, but they come in many different colors. So I got a couple here of my open ones here. So I got all the different colors. Here there's tons of colors. There's still a few more colors that I don't have like an open version of. But I still have them in my collection. It's just they're just not here at the moment. But we all know Monarchs. They're just a classic and like one of Theory11's most famous decks that they have. So that's why I added it to my collection. There at number 12 there. And if I had to choose one, I got the newer Monarch kind of like I forget the name of those already, but those ones there, I really like these ones a lot. I've been using those a lot recently, but I like all the colors of the Monarchs. There are just so many different colors to choose from there. And that is my number 12th deck, favorite deck from Theory11. And at number 11, we have the Fox Bar and Grill Cocktail Club playing cards. And the only way that I know currently that you can get these is through their like elite program with the points. So when you buy stuff on Theory11, you get points there if you have an account on Theory11, and then you can like use those points to get a few little free items there. And these were some of them that I found on there. And here's what the tuck box looks like here. It says the Fox Bar and Grill Cocktail Club. There. I've done a review on all these decks, so I'll try to link them down in the description so you can go and see them. But here's the back design here. Pretty nice back design. And all like the court cards have like the fox kind of like animal on it. Like all the court cards are foxes. There. That's my number 11th. And now for my number 10 favorite Theory11 deck, it is the Mooey Extinct Animals playing cards here in this kind of more like blacked out and gold style tuck box here. There. And I just gotta take the cards out because this is like one of the only like fully inked like black decks, inked decks from Theory11 that I really like. I'm not sure even if they have that many fully like black ink decks, to be honest. But this one's just one of my favorites, just because like the black and gold just like stands out. Then you have the fully custom like faces here, and all the court cards and like the aces and stuff are just different extinct animals, which is pretty nice. And I just really like animals in general, so that's why it's at my number 10 there. And now we'll get on to one of the honorable mentions. Here, there's just so many decks to choose from Theory11. It was a little bit hard to choose my top 12 favorites, but and one of my honorable mentions is the Game of Thrones playing cards. I've never seen the show Game of Thrones, so that's kind of why it's not on the list. But I just really like the vibe of the tuck box there, with that metallic blue and the gold, and just the back design there with that metallic blue kind of colorway. There, I don't know, there's something about that made me kind of like the deck, but it's like I haven't seen the show, so I don't really know the core cards, like the characters on the core cards that well. So I couldn't make it one of my top 12 favorites just because I haven't seen the show there. But now for number 9 here, and it is another licensed deck here. It's the Beetlejuice playing cards here, and I have not seen the Beetlejuice movie before, but I just really like the vibe of the cards, and I can't say the name a third time, but I just like the colorway, like the green and the purple colorway there. And the top box looks fantastic, and the cards are stunning there. It's like that backline, but all the core cards here are just like, I mean, all the faces of the cards are just stunning, and then all like the kings are a different like Beetlejuice. They're a version of the Beetlejuice. I just said his name again. Oops, said it 3 times. Anyways, that's my number 9th favorite Theory11 deck, the Beetlejuice playing card, just because I like the styling of it. Like the artwork on the cards, and there's the tuck box colorway. And at number 8, we have the Deck 1 Industrial Edition. Here I just like the kind of like metallic kind of vibe of the tuck box. It's like there's a lot going on, but like nothing going on at the same time. There was that kind of gunmetal kind of like gray there, and that metallic kind of colors. It was like simplistic, which I like. And then you got that kind of gear, well, not gear, I guess. There's that kind of mechanical kind of style back design there. And then the faces are pretty simplistic, nothing like too crazy, but the core cards have that mechanical kind of look to it. So that is my number 8th favorite Theory11 deck there. And one you don't like, a deck that you don't really hear about too often. And then at my number 7th, there we got the Batman 85th Anniversary Edition. Not just like the regular Dark Knight ones, but specifically the 85th Anniversary one. Because it has that old school kind of colors, like the black and yellow, which we all know is that the classic bat signal there. And it's the design over it all. And you can't go wrong with Batman. A lot of people like Batman. And I just like the back design there. It looks fantastic with that Batman logo right there in the middle. And then you got all the core cards here with the different stylings. But which is cool is all the kings have different versions of like the different like versions of Batman over the years, which is kind of cool. Obviously, because it is the 85th anniversary, so it's going to show all the different characters and a bunch of villains and stuff from the different decades of Batman, because he's been around for a very long time. And that is why it's at my number 7th spot there. Because you can never go wrong with Batman, and I just really vibe with Batman. Even though I haven't seen too many Batman movies, I should actually watch more now that I'm talking about it there. And since that's another 3 decks, we'll get into another honorable mention. And it is the Keith Haring playing cards. And this actually almost made it into my top 12 favorite decks there. And if you don't know who Keith Haring is, he is an artist, as you can see. But one reason why I have this as an honorable mention there, because this is kind of a unique deck-ish. And you don't really see it too often with Theory11. So if you open it up, it's actually a borderless deck, which I really love borderless decks. You can get some crazy, cool looking fans with the borderless decks, which I always like there. So that's kind of why it's an honorable mention there and not in my top 12. That's because it has that borderless design there. And now we're back to, we got 6 decks left and that one honorable mention. So at number 6, we have one of the charity decks, and it is the Charity Water playing cards here. And this is the blue tuck box version, but I also have the other rare version, the black tuck box version here. So this is the blue colorway, where it has like the blue water canisters on the back there. But then this exclusive one is yellow, so it has a little different style here. It's a black and yellow back design there. I really like both of the designs, but I kind of vibe with the yellow one kind of a little bit more for some reason, but I like both designs there, and it's for a good cause there. It helps people get clean water if you were to buy these decks. I'm not sure how you would have got this one. It might have been available on their site a long time ago, but I have no idea how you actually got that one. And then this one was available on the website. Not sure it's still available or not. It could be sold out there. But the Charity Water playing cards is really like that styling, and it's for a good cause, like I said. So, that is my number 6th favorite Theory11 deck in my collection. And at number 5, we have another charity deck. And it is the Animal Kingdom playing cards here. And one reason why this is here, one, because I really like animals, and it's not just because the tuck box is my favorite color, orange, there. I just like the styling of it, like the way they have the artwork here on the back design, and then all the faces here, all the court cards, which I'll be able to find some, are like almost kind of like a hand-drawn kind of style almost. They're just a different kind of style, but they're all different animals, and it's just a fun little vibe with all the different animals. Then once again, it is a charity deck, so you buy these, and then some of the funds go to the animal wildlife there. So just always a fun little animal deck to vibe out with. That is my number 5th favorite Theory11 deck in my collection. And at number 9, at my 4th favorite Theory11 deck in my collection. Excuse me there. It is a very shiny deck, and it is the Piracy playing card there. And it is a collaboration with Peter McKinnon there, so it is the Piracy here. Very shiny, like it's another blacked out tuck box with that gold on top there. And I can't remember if these ones were, made in the US or not, because they have a different, no, they should be. Anyways, but here's the background, a very shiny kind of piratey kind of feel, and I really like the pirate kind of vibe to these cards there. And the cards just feel amazing there, and they have a little bit of a texture, because it has like that foiling kind of pressed into the card, so it has like a texture to it there. And the cards, like the artwork of these cards, like the core cards, look so stunning. Those core cards are just lots of detail within the entire deck itself. And like I said, there's a review for every single one of these decks I have done, so there'll be more in-depth reviews of all these cards there. But at number 5, the Piracy playing cards here. And now for my last honorable mention, and it is the Howler Bros playing cards here. And there's only one really specific reason why I chose these ones as an honorable mention, and it is specifically because of this back design right here. And that's the only reason I like these cards as much as I do. For some reason, I just really like that back design there. For some reason, with the Howler Monkeys there, with that little bit of shiny kind of brown kind of metallic. And the reason I don't like these as much is because the court cards are not my favorite kind of styling to it. I just don't really care for the court cards as much, or the faces, for some reason. But other than that, I just really like the back design mainly for that reason. So why it is an audible mention. And now for my top 3 favorite Theory11 decks. So we're at number 3 here, and this is kind of a big one here. And there is multiple colors of these, but I specifically chose this specific colorway here because I just really like this specific, this specific colorway the best. And I had the other 2 colorways prepared, but I forgot to bring them out. And it is, no further, the MailChimp playing cards. And this one is specifically the summer edition. There is a black edition, and then like a blue or red edition. The MailChimps, which I do have, I just forgot to bring them with me for some reason for this review. But specifically, it's orange MailChimps, and this is the exclusive edition, like the harder version to find. Here in this bright orange kind of tuck box here. Same design as the other 2 tuck boxes. They're even with the same gold seal. But if you open it up, this is where it gets really crazy. You open it up, and it actually is, on the inside, it's actually bright pink. It still has that like orange kind of like pinstriping line work, but it's like a bright pink there. And it's kind of almost like glow in the dark or kind of luminescent, kind of neon. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but you can definitely see the design there. And the faces are just as vibrant. So I got that orange and pink kind of neon colorway for the entire faces. There, and as you can see, the core cards are those chimps. There for the core cards, which I really like that kind of style. And I also like the bright vibe of the entire deck. And one of my favorite cards in here is one of the extra cards. All normal favorite cards in the deck are the Jokers here, and they're the chimps. Because this is the summer edition, so it's the chimps and some kind of swim shorts there, and he's diving into the water, which I really like that. And they switched up the Jokers a little bit for the cards, because you wouldn't see that on like the regular male chimps. There'd be a different Joker there. And then you got a little extra card here somewhere, and here's that bright Ace of Spades, but you got the extra card here. And just has, I don't even know what this card is, but I like it. And it's exclusive to this specific summer edition here. I'm not sure what all those pictures are for, but there's a website here or something. So, anyways, yeah, I just like the really bright, vibrant colors of this deck. There. At first, I wasn't going to add it into my top 12 or something, because I wasn't like super vibing with the MailChimp playing cards, but then I got this one, and they actually grew on me, and this one became one of my favorites, just because how bright the deck is. But now, on to my second favorite deck in my collection, or sets of decks, but I specifically chose one specific colorway. There's a couple colors, at least I have 4 in my collection. There. I think there's only 4 colors. But it is the Artisan playing cards from, obviously, Theory11. There. And I just got the black colorway. Here, in front of you, was that black and gold tuck box once again there. Nice classic Theory11 deck. There. And here's what that back design looks like. And they're all not really numbered, but they're dated. Of what year? So these are the 2022 edition there. You can kind of see that on the seal there. And a fun fact about the Artisan playing cards, if you don't know, they were featured in the latest John Wick movie, so John Wick 4. They were slightly, they were slightly used in that movie. So it's like a little fun fact. Oh, and I didn't, obviously, you probably already know about I didn't mention it with the Monarchs, but they're also in a movie, the Now You See Me movies, but you all probably knew that already. But I just like when cards are just featured in movies, it's always fun here, but I just like the elegant design here. It is a gold and black back design, but it's got a really light metallic gold there, so it's not like too flashy like some of the other decks, like the Piracy deck or the Mooey Animal ones, which like the super bright gold that just like shines in your face. This one's more kind of elegant there, and the faces are just normal faces, so you can just use them in normal games. Those are not like super fully custom or anything. Nice elegant deck there. And that's why I chose it as my number 2 favorite deck, because it's not like too flashy, but it has enough little elegance and class to it. There. And there is a couple other colorways there. I just showed off the black one there. But there is a white one, a white edition. There's the newer silver edition that they released not too long ago, but a year or 2 ago or something, like last year or something. And then the flashiest one of all, the gold one, which is extremely gold. As you can see, a lot more shiny and bright compared to that, just the black edition there. So that's why that's my number 2 favorite, Theory11 deck, the Artisan series. They're most specifically the black edition, but I like all the colorways. And now, for my number 1 favorite Theory11 deck in my collection. And it is, drumroll, but no drumroll at the same time, it is the Rarebit playing cards, specifically the Copper Edition. Only here, and there is 3 different colorways of the Rarebit playing cards. So we got the Copper Edition here in front of us, and then we got the Gold Edition. And I did say there was 3 editions, and there was a really rare green one which I do not have in my collection, because they're super expensive if you want to buy them online. Someday, one day, you'll see those on the channel, because mark my word, I will get those one day for my collection, because I really want those. But I chose the Rarebit playing cards as my favorite. Another blacked out tuck box there with that kind of metallic foiling there on the front here. And then, like I said, this is the copper edition there. So if I open it up, you can see the back design here. And this is, I forget what kind of like, I think it's for some kind of like whiskey or some kind of drink. Some kind of alcoholic beverage or something is what the brand actually is, I think. But I don't care about what the actual brand is. I just like the vibe of the cards here with that, once again, that kind of like elegant style of the metallic ink. There's not like too flashy, but it's just enough to have a little bit of like shine to it. And I just really like the design of the cards with that aesthetic there. And the whole vibe of the deck, the rare bit. It's kind of like a bunny rabbit kind of, or rabbit or a hare kind of style vibe for the core cards. So all the core cards are the rabbit. And I just really like the vibe of that. And overall, just a super nice deck. It's still like pretty subtle. The only like really custom thing is the core cards, even though all the suits are custom in a way, but it's still like simplistic enough to use as cards, because you can still tell what kind of core cards they are without being like, too crazy there. And that is my number one favorite Theory11 deck in my collection, the Rarebit playing cards, specifically the copper edition. But I do like the gold too. It's another one of those flashy style decks. I don't use it as much as the copper edition. So this is one of my more used decks in my collection because it is one of my favorite decks, because it is my number one favorite Theory11 deck. But I guess with that being said, I hope you enjoyed a look at my top 12 favorite Theory11 decks in my collection. And I'm the Canadian Card Collector, signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.